Okay. How's it going, everybody? Everybody know why they're here? You're not in the wrong spot? That's good. All right, so we gave you guys a folder and all the info's in there. Before we start, we've got some introductions. I'm Megan. I know all of you, so nice to see you. This is Grace.
Hi, Grace.
Hi, everybody.
And if you don't know who this person is, Jennifer Seibel, you need to know her, okay? That's
What, they
why
don't
she-
get to know me?
Well, they need to know you too. They need to know all of us.
They know me.
Okay.
Can you close the door, or you would like?
Yeah, just leave it open. All right, so let's go through this thing. So take out this page, it's the first one on the left. So this is the program overview. So we'll just kind of go through everything so you know what the expectations are. Okay, so the certificate engagement, that's the first level, okay? All right, so what you have to do to complete the certificate is 3 hours of community service or working with our alumni, okay? So if you don't want to like go clean up something, or if you don't want to do something that's task-oriented, more people-oriented, this is your person, okay? But she'll talk in a few minutes. Okay, attend 4 leadership workshops, and then you have to meet with a self-selected mentor, okay? That is somebody that you choose to be your mentor. It can be anybody that you go to for advice, anything like that, okay? Does that make sense to everybody? Does everybody have somebody in mind? Maybe? Be thinking, okay? Because you guys you'll have to tell me who your mentor is.
And they don't necessarily have to be on campus.
No, not at all.
You know, if you have a
It can be
church
anybody in your
member
life
or-
that you look up to, anybody, okay? So when you have that person, email me their name so I know who it is, and then when you meet with them, let me know that too, okay? Yeah. Okay, so the second one is the Leader of the Pride certificate. This is the next step. So the main thing here is that you hold a leadership position, preferably at WNCC, but you don't have to, okay? It does need to be approved through us, just so you know. As RAs, officers in a club, you guys already meet that requirement, okay? If you are not in that position yet, there's still time, okay? You have plenty of time to do that, okay? Is there any questions about that one? No? You guys are so talkative, I'm telling you. Okay, the second one is the annual Student Leadership Conference. This is mandatory. If you are in a club and an officer, you need to be there anyway. So that's mandatory. So you guys, yeah, they know.
What if you have a class during that period of time? Do I need to let my instructor know in front?
If you have a class, come talk to me.
Okay.
I don't want you to miss class. Okay? All right. So that's from 1 to 3, and it's going to be in the dining hall. We have this awesome speaker coming, so I want you guys to be there if you can. You'll need to complete 2 additional hours of community service, and then attend 2 additional leadership workshops. Does that make sense to everybody? Yep, good? No head nods? A few? Okay. The third one is exemplary leadership.
Got a question.
Yeah.
When do they have to be done, like the community service hours? Or will you give us dates, like when they have to be done by?
Yep, look down at that page. Completion date, April 6th. So everything has to be done by then, okay?
So sooner the better, so you can just get it out of the way and then you don't have to think about it.
Right, so if you get it done and you think, well, I'm not interested in the second one, in the second certificate, but then you're like, hey, you know what, I have like 5 more months, I have plenty of time, I'm just gonna go ahead and keep going. Okay, so like Grace said, sooner the better. Okay, exemplary leadership certificate, this is the third step. Complete the 5-session leadership challenge, that's with me. That's gonna start in October. That's just finding out more about your leadership style. There's 5 steps to it, and everybody has those 5 things in leadership, but you are always, dominant in one. So this just helps you figure out how to be better in those other 4. Okay, so that's what that is. 2 more hours of community service, and then 2 additional workshops. Okay, the fourth one, cream the crop here. Okay, participate in the week-long alternative spring break. Okay, the dates are March 11th through March 16th. So we'll start on Sunday night, and then we'll do service throughout the week, and you guys will be done by Friday afternoon. If you can't participate, the other option is 25 hours of community service on your own, or working with our alumni. Okay, does that make sense to everybody?
So is that 25 hours all together, or
On top of the other one?
or on top of the other hours?
Those are all, this is the 4th certificate. So you keep going, like once you complete one, then you do the next, then you do the next.
Okay.
So the fourth step, there isn't a requirement for community service because it's the spring break thing. But if you can't do spring break, that's when you do the other 25 hours. So yes, it is on top
It's
of
not
the others that you've
cumulative,
already
it's,
done.
yeah.
So if we want to do a spring break, the dorms are closed, like we would be able to stay in dorms.
The dorms are not closed over spring break. They're only closed over, and I will tell you that, just so you guys know, the dining hall is closed during spring break. If you participate in alternative spring break, we will feed you, okay? So, if you live here, and that's like a major selling point if you want to be fed, and if you don't want to pay for yourself, okay? And it's not all community service. We're gonna do fun stuff in the morning, service in the afternoon, and then we're gonna do stuff at night, like bowling, going to the movie, going to the lake, stuff like that. Okay, so it's going to be a fun week. So if you can be here, it's going to be a blast. The other requirement is to write your personal leadership statement. So what your vision statement is and what your slogan is. Okay? And then the other part is attending the leadership workshops. Any questions on this? Okay. All right, so the next thing, go ahead and pull this out. It is your schedule.
All right, so we're just going to look at the schedule real quick here. As you can see, these are basically all set up on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They're going to be 12:30 to 1:30 all the way through. Just have to make sure that. Each workshop has a theme, so you can tell what kind of workshop you'll be going to if you choose that day. One of the things that we have discussed, and I'm pretty sure we decided on this, is NSLS also has workshops. So if you choose to participate in the NSLS, and they have the big posters up all over school, different speakers and things, those can count.
Yes, unfortunately, not last year's. So it's whatever you attend this year, that will start counting towards it, okay? So
You said that.
I know. So if you guys go to speaker broadcasts, make sure you sign in with Luke and Grace when you go, and they'll tell me you were there, and that will count for one of these workshops.
Yeah, we're going to have a sign-in sheet, so make sure you always sign into any meeting you go to, just so if we can't remember you were there, you have proof that you were, you get credit. We do list who's going to be leading each one of these. Again, you know, where we're meeting. G216 is up around the top of the gym. It is right past the art room, and I think on the other side is where journalism room was, and then Mark Ryan's office. So it's up in that area, up there. Yep. Head up there to past the, on the side where the ladies' room is. Anything else that you want me to talk to you about? I mean,
So the Myers-Briggs, you can see that. It's on October 3rd and 5th. You have to go to the first one to go to the second one, okay? So the first one, you take the test, and then the second part, you get your results. So if you only go to part 2, you will have no idea what's going on, okay? So only go to part 2 if you go to part 1. Make sense, everybody? And then there's 2 that you can see that are to be determined. It's November 7th and November 16th. We know what those are, we just don't know which is going in what date, okay? We're doing one on wellness. Molly's gonna teach one on wellness. And then Nina, our VP of Student Services, and Todd Holcomb, our president, he's gonna be that panel. So going from, because he has student services background, he's been an RA, hasn't he? He's been an RA, so it's kind of from student to president and kind of his journey. So if you're interested in maybe doing things in higher education and student services, that would be a cool one to go to. But once we have those 2 dates figured out, we'll let you know.
on the Myers-Briggs, it is well worth your time. Believe me, when you go out into the workforce, it's talked about a lot. Anywhere you work, the kind of personality you have, you'll notice those kind of people stand out to you, and the people that are opposite of you. And it explains a lot of the reasons why you have differences with people. So I think it's well worth your time to do the Myers-Briggs for sure. Okay.
Do you guys have any questions for the schedule?
Challenge next.
No question. Okay. All right, so the next one, take this one out. So this is the leadership challenge I was telling you about. That's in the 3rd step. So these are the 5 dates, just so you have those, okay? They're kind of all over the place. We have a couple of them in the Plex, in the Harms building. Some are in the Harms and the low bays, so all the way downstairs. And then one of them will be back in here, okay? All right.
I think that's a really neat challenge too. something I think, it's fun to do. It's good information, but it's fun to have that information.
Yeah, and I mean, it looks at how you see yourself as a leader and then how the people in your life see you. Okay, so your friends, you can do your family, your instructors, and just a variety of people that know you and how they see you. So that's pretty cool. All right, cool. Grace, you do this.
Okay. So your next one in your packet should be your important dates. And again, Megan already mentioned the 4th Annual Student Leadership Conference. We do have a really great speaker coming in, and I think you'll really enjoy those. And the alternative spring break, Megan had told me about this, and I'd never heard of doing this before, but I just think it's really something nice. Rather than being left hanging out there with nothing to do, you actually can hang out with friends. You get fed, and I know some people find that very important. So, Daniel, I'm saying, we'll feed you good food too, kind you like. So, please mark these on your calendar. Make sure that these are things you absolutely want to do.
Yeah, and we're gonna do some fun stuff with our alumni during that week too.
Yeah. These are great networking opportunities for you.
Yes, for sure. Okay, so the other page is community service. So this is the form you will take when you go do your community service. Okay? So what you'll do is put your name on here, your student ID number if you know it. You'll put the date of service. The organization is where you went. Okay, so if you went to the Humane Society, something like that, that's where you'll write that. You'll put their address so know where you go. You'll put their phone number and email, and then you'll put the service provided. What did you do? Okay? You put how many hours you spent, and then whoever is supervising, that's for their signature. Okay? So you can turn this in, for the first certificate, you need, 3 hours? Yep, 3 hours. So if you want, once you get your 3, turn it in. And then if you want to go for your second certificate, I'll give you another one of these, and you can do it again. Okay? Good? All right, Jennifer, you want to talk about community service? Sure.
So I know I've seen a lot of you around, and you're thinking, okay, what is alumni? What does she do, really? I see her floating around. So just to give you a little background on what you'll be working with. So I am the alumni director, which means I work with all of our graduates and former students that have gone off into their work world or their continuing education world. And so we keep in touch with them. Last year we celebrated 90 years, right, anniversary. So we have 90 years of alumni that are in communities all throughout the country and world, and a lot of them stay regionally. About 76% of our alumni stay in the region. That provides a really great opportunity for you because you have alumni that are out there that love the college, that love students, and have experienced life where you are. And they want to give back to you as well and teach you lessons that maybe they learned throughout their lifetime. And so I'm really grateful for Megan and this program to provide that opportunity. So in terms of volunteering, so our office also coordinates a lot of events. So all of the homecoming events that happen during that week that are community events. So we do things like tailgates, a business after hours with our business community, an alumni and friends banquet where we recognize outstanding alumni. All of those events are coordinated out of our office, and we always need a lot of help with those. It's no small task to put on an event if you've ever done that. And so we always need help with those things. We also do the Monument Marathon out of our office, which is another great opportunity for volunteering. This is our 6th year, and in the last 5 years, our Monument Marathon has raised over $250,000, which goes to student scholarships. So it's a great opportunity for you to also cheer on those runners that are running for your cause, to make sure that you have an opportunity to go to school and your peers have an opportunity as well through scholarships. So it's a great opportunity to give back and cheer them on and to help us with that event, which again, hosts about 550 runners is what we're going to have this year in a marathon. Are any of you runners? No. Yes? Okay. So we've got a 5K, We've got a half marathon, which is about 13 miles, and a full marathon, which is 26.2 miles. So you can imagine they need all the cheering along the way that they can handle. We also have some opportunities for individual partnering, so I'm going to pass this form out. If you're interested in doing the community service through the Alumni Association, we are trying to make sure that it's not just a meaningful opportunity for the community, but it's a meaningful opportunity for you. So on that questionnaire, you guys can just fill out the list. We ask you what your area of study is and any special interests that you have. What that is going to help us do is to find a match in the community for volunteer service hours that match you to an area that's going to grow your skill set or link you to people that are in your degree program. So I'm going to speak from experience, and I'm going to use Andrew, I'm going to pick on you as an example. So for me, when I was done with school and I'm going to find a job, one of the things that I learned is it's not just what you know, it's who you know. And a lot of times what can happen is you can make connections throughout volunteering or service that are going to give you great references when you're looking in that field, or they're going to give you real world experience through your community service. And honestly, I can tell you that that is how I got this job, was from somebody I knew that was able to link me to my current job. Andrew, his mom actually worked for me in a different organization and now works at the college. And we were able to kind of make some connections and use some service that she had and make the appropriate fit for her current job here too. So I'm telling you, a lot of those things happen and snowball from who you know. And so this, and volunteering through the Alumni Association, helps us to fit you to somebody that may benefit you long term down the road. So you're not only doing community service and helping the community, but you're making a link and a connection that you guys can use later. So we're going to try to be really mindful and make sure that we do that for you as well. So those are the main things we have for community service. Again, helping with the large events, which is always helpful, but also I would really be mindful to make sure that it's a growing and learning experience for you as an individual too, looking towards those future adulting things that you're going to be doing down the road. So any questions for service? Okay. Thank you, and I hope to see you all volunteer through the Alumni Association.
All right, cool. So
Can I
last,
get real quick before you go?
Yep.
Matt? I just want to say, first of all, thank you so much for being a part of this. I don't think you probably understand how much more this enriches our program. Because I know the alumni she's talking about. And these people are not out to get something out of you. They are just as much wanting to give to you as to get, so don't be intimidated by working with them. And like you said, you know, we've seen it over and over out here. You know, I started out here as a student and I was a work study and just kept meeting more people and meeting more people, and I ended up with a job here. One of the girls that was on one of my dance teams is now teaching out here. I mean, you don't see it coming. You don't know where it's coming from. Every connection you make can have an impact on your life. So cherish them and please, you know, do your best to try to work with alumni. I think it's a gift that's given to you that you can do that. Thank you for being part of it.
all right, so the last page you have is just our contact information. Okay. So if you want to reach out to any of the three of us, we've got our numbers and emails.
No credit calls, Daniel?
All right, so a couple other things. We have our own YouTube channel, okay? So if you can't go to a workshop, we have it on YouTube. So if you type in WNCC Cougar Leadership, write that down. All of our stuff will be posted, okay? So go there, check out our videos if you can't make it. And then the second step, if you can't make it, you go to your portal, okay? And on the left side, where it's under Student Resources, there's a tab called Leadership, okay? You click on that, it goes to the Leadership and Engagement page, okay? And then under Cougar Leadership, you will click on, there's going to be an assessment. So questionnaires, that way I know you watched the workshop online, okay? And then you'll just send that to me so I know you were there, okay? Any questions on that? Nope, okay. So a couple other opportunities. We have a Mad Hatter Tea Party happening on September 12th. It's a Tuesday night at 9 o'clock in the dining hall. We need some volunteers, okay? Now the difference between community service and your job, like if you have to be there, it's not community service, okay? Because you're either paid to be there or it's part of your job, okay? But if you don't have to be there and would like to be, you will get 2.5 hours of community service. We need you there from 8 to 10:30. Is there anybody that is interested? Student Life is teaming up with our Doves program, and it's on consent. That's what the evening is. That's what it's about. Okay. So if you need some hours, it's 2.5 right there from 8 to 10:30. If you are interested, see me after this. Okay. The other opportunity is I'm hiring a work study position. Okay. It's 10 hours a week. You have to be federal work study eligible. Okay. A lot of it is on Wednesday nights we have intramurals, so it's helping with that on Wednesdays, and then it's recording these workshops. So if you're here recording them, you get credit for attending them. Okay? So if you're interested in that, let me know. Any questions? No? Questions? Okay. Thanks guys for being here.
Who are you two? Because like, you both look familiar.